They should have called me on Saturday, I would have got that going.
Other than neighbor on the street supplied you both trailers.
Oh, that's not bad.
No.
It's pretty self-centered, yeah.
I don't know if this works. We thought to make the second. You have to give us your phone number, so we need someone to help before time. Because they're talking about meeting already in November. Oh, yeah.
We're only up here until the summer months, so
Oh.
we're not full timers.
So we can keep up to date on what's going on.
Who's the central
No,
what coordinates?
D&R's
coordinator? Okay. What's his name?
Ron Monroe. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'd like to call this meeting to order. Please rise for the pledge of allegiance at your table. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please. Here.
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 Here. Well, here's a gave everybody the Do we have any agenda changes? Then, let's move on to the consent agenda, which are the bills as presented by Mrs. Wright, the minutes for the August 13th public hearing, as well as the August 13th general meeting, and the treasurer's report. Any questions?
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second. Roll call vote, please.
Yes.
Debbie Wright, yes.
Yes.
Ms. Heather,
Yes.
Dean Howard,
I would like to abstain from the bill for Howard Excavating, but other than that, okay. Correspondence, I believe you have a letter.
Yep. This would be from Sandra Stoffer, and it was supposed to be read at the last meeting, and I missed it. Didn't get it read. So I'm going to read it in this meeting. As my representatives in Croton Township, please present this letter in the August 13th Township meeting. Thank you for your cooperation regarding this matter. It would be very helpful if anyone that makes a comment from the audience would identify himself or herself. It would be very informative if during the election years, when making comments from the audience, all candidates would identify themselves and the office they are running for, as well as their name. I understand that in a small community, most of the people know each other. However, that is not always the case. After attending the July 9th, 2012 board meeting, I have several issues I would like to have addressed. I would appreciate clarification regarding the request for improvements for East Kerrigan Drive, which was mentioned in the May 14th, 2012 board meeting. The East Kerrigan Drive account reported on the April 2012 financial report and the 2012-2013 budget for the East Kerrigan Drive Special Assessment District fund mentioned in the special board meeting minutes of March 26, 2012. What is the status of the bids for the resealing of the parking lot of the fire department, which was mentioned in the minutes of the April 9, 2012 board meeting? Per the board meeting minutes on May 14th, a special meeting date of May 21st, 2012, at 9:30 a.m. was set for discussion regarding the library. Was that date changed to May 23rd, 2012? What, as the May 23rd, 2012 special meeting regarding, and what does Resolution 2012-16 and Resolution 2012-17 relate to? I would appreciate clarification regarding the presentation at the March 26, 2012 special board meeting from Dwayne Cruzan from the North Country Inspection Services and the presentation on the information provided on the mailed public survey regarding the building department and inspections. Will there be a public meeting to discuss the topics presented in the received survey? Would you please repeat the wording for the motion that was passed on March 26, 2012, special board meeting, which was presented by Mr. Ortwein regarding the request for a .2 mils for the proposal postal unit? What is the wording that will be presented on the November ballot? What are the other issues to be presented on the November ballot regarding a mill approval? Regarding the pathway project, was there a public meeting or will there be one? And when will the public meeting be able to see the plans for the project? How will this affect the repairs that are needed on our other general roads in the township? Thank you very much for your cooperation and attention regarding these matters.
Any other correspondence?
And then we have one from Pat and Russ Mulinson, and that is, the outcome of the pathway vote seems unwise and economical suicide. This addition to our vacation mecca would be a great asset for our community. The township should reconsider this project and notify residents of such meeting. Sincerely, Pat and Russ Mulinson. I probably said his name wrong.
You, sir.
Yes, all I got.
Is that it?
Yep.
Okay. Any petitions?
As Chairman of the Planning Commission, I was asked to present it.
Okay. We petition the township to hold the noise levels at the Driftwood Bar to the same levels asked at the Harvest Campground. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, 14 signatures.
There was one that was asked to take off. He called.
Did you take it off?
I haven't seen it.
Then I guess you didn't. Okay, so there's 13. So we'll take that one up. And this is from Cork Borsman. As a business owner myself, I find it is important not only to make a living, but to be a good neighbor as well. Driftwood Bar should follow the rules for noise. Well, yeah. I'll take this up with the planning commission and see if they're interested in getting the noise ordinance. I'm not sure what we have is enforceable from what we've been told. But are you planning on revisiting some of that, do you think?
Why? If you want us to, it's up to the town board.
Well, I'm gonna get so many copies of these for everyone on the board, and we'll put it on the agenda for the October meeting and discuss if we're gonna do anything about it or not. Fair enough? Announcements, October 5th, 2012, 1 o'clock p.m., the Tailwater Boat Launch down by the Lone Croton Dam is to be renamed the Charles Bessemer Muskegon River Park, and there will be a dedication ceremony on October 5th at 1 o'clock. Any other announcements? Department reports, fire department?
Month of August, we had 4 fire calls, 1 down power line, 1 illegal burn, 1 mutual aid, and 1 that ended up being somebody's bonfire in their yard. 3 motor vehicle accidents, and 11 miscellaneous medical calls, total of 18 to 1. Other than that, not a whole lot going on right now. Anyway.
That's a good thing.
That's a bad thing, good thing. Thank you. Transfer station.
Okay. Yeah, the roadside pickups for the campground is going pretty good. The new barrels are really helping. The critters aren't getting into them as much and making a pure mess out of the whole area. And now for the transfer station, we're going pretty good, but I'm asking the board to raise the prices of quarter per bag. Effective as of November 1st. That way I have time to put the signs out and get everybody into, all our prices are going up, so we have raise the prices a little bit. And as far as closing one more day during the winter months, we'd like to just play it by ear, because they're calling for this year to be a bad winter. And during the bad winters, we have less volume, which means we have to close down one more day.
Okay, but you'll get back word on a recommendation if it's necessary. Okay.
Which day is slow that you would recommend if we did that?
If we did that, I would recommend Thursday.
Thursdays?
John, why'd you pick November 1 to be effective for a rate increase? I didn't catch that.
That way I can put a sign out front, get everybody used to the idea that the rate is gonna go up. And not just drop it on them and get a lot of angry people.
Okay.
Building and zoning.
Building department is much better off this year than they were last year. As of today, we're equal to what we did the full year last year as far as permits are concerned. Zoning, I had 4 picks I'm going to have to write this week regards to violations.
That's a good sign. Library.
Library is doing very well. No big news is good news. We are starting a new program in October called our Books to Movies series. And each month the library will feature a book that has been turned into a movie. There will be a book discussion one Friday of that month, and then the movie shown a couple weeks after that in the same month. And then each month it will feature a different book that has been turned into a movie. So it starts in October. I think it will draw a lot more people coming in. Other than that, our story time starts tomorrow morning at 10:30 on Tuesday mornings. Usually the preschool comes down and they just love it. There's a story and a craft, and then they go back and they take these little crafts, and it's really cute. So, other than that, grants are supposed to be submitted September 15th. So if we have one, we'll put it in that day.
Sounds good, thank you. Maintenance, campground.
Labor Day, I think, was excellent. I think we only had 6 sites left, maybe 7 if we were lucky. And nothing broke. Didn't have to get called in for anything on that weekend. And I know we got rid of a couple of unsavory campers, so I'm glad they're gone. I don't know where they're at, and they can be wherever they're at. We got some bids finally coming in. I got 3 trees that need taken down at the cemeteries. I think we got some pretty good bids on that. And I finally started to get some bids on repairing the well at Conkle Park. I got 1 at least, so the rest of the guys, I don't know if they're, we got 1 guy interested, I guess.
Okay,
That's what it looks like anyways.
we'll make the October meeting the drop dead date then, so we can make a decision.
I'll try the other 2 guys and keep pestering them. And,
I know you've been after him.
lucky I just seen Ray today, and yeah, I just stopped by his house and I got that one just now.
We need to add this. So the pump motor at the library building was shot. huh?
Yep. condensation.
Okay. That would be for you, madam. Okay, anything else?
Not right off the top of my head. I didn't prepare anything tonight. No
Yeah.
jokes, no.
Okay, darn. Thanks, Bob. Okay, any public comment on the agenda items before we get started? Okay, tree removal. I was gonna print off pictures, which I thought would be easier, but I just loaded them to the computer so you can see what trees we're talking about. That's at the Croton Cemetery. That is also at the Croton Cemetery.
While we're on cemeteries, could I say one thing? Well, I know I'm done, but I've said it before, that Section D at Croton Cemetery is taking some real abuse.
Oak Grove.
Everybody uses that for a parking lot, and the other day at the funeral, it was the same way. Everybody parked in Section D. I would like to put some kind of a corral around the end of that drive to keep people from driving onto that. Because someday we're gonna have people buried in there, and then it's gonna be a big problem. And everybody's thinking that that's a parking lot. That's actually, those are grave sites. Where the road makes the turnaround, be it split rail, maybe some pine trees, some shrubs,
Okay.
something polite saying don't go in there. I mean, we don't need any no trespassing signs, but it's just something that I think we got them at Oak Grove from driving that out on the lawns. We got them stopped, but Croton's been really bad about it.
Okay. What do you estimate that would cost?
20, 40, probably around $300. I would think for split rail, or if we went with some shrubs, we could go cheaper. Just anything to keep them from driving in there. Because once one drives in there, they all drive in there. And they don't drive through it. They drive all the way to the end, all the way down by the daycare center. So they drive through the whole length of it. It is kind of a problem, and I know if I had somebody buried in there, I wouldn't like it.
Can you take some measurements and let? make
Sure can.
So you brought up to the sexton?
Yes, her and I have talked about it, and I was hoping Dawn would be here tonight. I'd like to talk to her about it some more. She knows about it.
That should be under her responsibility, isn't it?
Well, they work together with the
We
maintenance
work
and stuff.
together.
Okay, so Bob got some bids from we've called probably, what, 8 or 10, I'd say 6 or 8
6:30.
tree companies. Managed to get 3. Beaver Tree Service is $41.50 for both. Glentown,
There's 3 trees.
Why is this town's adding a pine tree and the other 2 bids are not?
I don't know, I gave them all, I spelled it out exactly. At Croton Cemetery, there's 2 trees. At Oak Grove, there's 1. And I don't know how come they've done that, but it's 3 trees total.
Well, Beaver has 2 trees.
so does Quality. It says remove 2 trees in Croton Cemetery.
That's right, in
Oh,
Croton.
okay, I see that now.
2 trees in Croton and 1 in Oak Grove.
1,700 and 1,200. So Quality is 2,900.
Yeah, I didn't see it, I'm sorry.
This guy is 41.50. And Glen is 589.50 plus 8,950 plus 25, so 1975. Somebody else do the math. I come up with 1975 for Glentown, 2,900 for Quality, and 41.50 for Beaver.
This Tones Tree Service, have you had any experience with them?
Yes, I have. He's real good, he climbs,
It's substantially less than the other two bids.
Yes, he is, and he's been lots less than other ones in other occasions. And that's Al, Al Service, that's his son.
We've had personal experience with them. We've done work with them before.
Yeah.
You've been happy with them.
Real happy with him, he sweeps up, cleans up.
I would like to also recommend that whoever we go with, that we add, what do you think, Bob, maybe 150 to get that branch at Conklin?
It's down already.
It is down, then never mind. Good deal.
I'll make a motion, we go with Town Tree Service, 1975, tree.
Roll call vote, please.
Debbie Wright, yes. Ms. Worthing,
Yes.
Ms. Hadley,
Yes.
Morgan Heinsberg,
Yes.
Jean Hubble.
Yes. Okay, something I wanted to do last year was form a committee to handle the summer recreation program. And, that's assuming it gets funded every year. There's no guarantees there, but, we have two ladies that are really excited about the program, and I would like to recommend that we set up a committee, that they do the programming and stuff, and it'd be Lori Bergman, and